Memphis at Oklahoma City, Game 2. Marco, you like this game so much, I didn't even shave today. You ran up to the office and said, we got to do a video. So who do you like and why?
Well, we're going to go with the game under the total. And the reason we're going to do this is Game 2 of this series. Oklahoma City's down 1-0. This is the most important game of the series. There's no more important game in a series than Game 2 for the home team if they lose the first game. You lose this one, it's over. Basically, history has shown. I expect a big effort from the Thunder in this game. Memphis came in on Sunday, and my take on watching the game is Memphis was like kind of playing with house money. After, upsetting, San Antonio, they came in loose. They got an early lead. Getting that early lead, they never gave up that lead. They were able to play with the lead, and it's so much different to me, especially when you're the underdog and you're playing on the road. When you're playing with the lead, it's a different complexion of the game. And if you look at the score by quarters, RJ, it was a fast-paced game all 4 quarters, 52, 52, 51, and 60. I think you're going to see Oklahoma City defensively, they got to come out and shut down the big guys in the middle. By doing that, making the emphasis on that, it's going to force Memphis to have to hit some outside shots. So we're talking some half-court sets, maybe some more possession time on each trip up the floor. That's going to shorten the game. And if it is a close game and it's Oklahoma City with the lead, you're going to see that slow down even more. And that's why I'm looking at this on the under.
All right. Well, so we touched on this in a first-round matchup. I don't remember exactly which one, in which it was a must-win. Now that I remember, Lakers. It was the Lakers. And they lost the first game, and your thinking was, hey, the line's going to be inflated, but the real value is going to be on the under. It covered by 20 points, if I recall correctly. So before we go into the total, let me ask you this. I'm looking. The line's 6.5 on Oklahoma City. Mm-hmm. Now, we're assuming 4.5 or so is the typical home court, though I think that Oklahoma City probably has slightly above average home court. Would you agree with that?
I would agree.
All right. Their crowd for the NBA is rabid. Now, if the line opened at 6, so if the odds makers are really saying Oklahoma City in their most ideal, this is the spot that's going to have the most premium on it. It's a must-win spot. Mm-hmm. It's the zigzag. The fact they came out at 6, does that tell us that the odds makers think these are even teams at this point? Because you would say the point from 5 to 6 would simply be the must-win element of this and the zigzag.
It's absolutely, this would be zigzag at its best. But the fact, Memphis right now, and I think to Vegas and to a lot of the betting public, they're like an enigma. I mean, they're overachieving by their dogs winning outright. I mean, they took down the number 1 seed in 6 games. So the adjustment factor.
So enigma means they're uncertain of it. What you're saying is different. You're saying that they're a darling now.
They're becoming a darling to the public, but Vegas is generally slow to make big adjustments.
But are they? That's my question. Is with the line at 6, with the zigzag, with the must-win. Mm-hmm. This isn't just a zigzag. This is you lose, you're probably out of it.
Right. Generally speaking, you would have expected on normal years, just on 2 teams, that this line would have come out at 7, is what you would normally see.
All right, so what does that tell us? Now, here's what's interesting. Oklahoma City is still favored minus 140 to win the series. So you're almost saying these are even teams. One of them's up 1-0, now has home court, but somehow Oklahoma City's still favored in the series. So to me, there's a mispricing somewhere. Either this line's short or taking taking the Grizzlies, almost at Vancouver, plus 120 is a great value. Right. Which one is it?
That's the good question.
And that's the thing. Clearly there's value one way or the other. So what I would say is if you think that the series price is right, you want to lay Oklahoma City here. If you think that the series, or if you think that this line is right, you want to take plus 120 on the Grizzlies. Mm-hmm. All right, so let's get into the total. Here's what worried me a little bit. I watched about half the game. Seems like that Oklahoma City, though they traded for Perkins, didn't have any answer for that inside play. And usually inside play is something that's repeatable. Outside shooting, it comes and it goes. But if you can back them down and get layups, you can pretty much do that every game. Aren't you worried? And it seems like Oklahoma City, even losing the game, was able to score. Is it potentially that your conceptual macro theory is right here, that there's going to be more defense than usual, but maybe the matchups just make this a high-scoring series?
Well, you can have that possibility, but one thing that I will say is over the years, my experience in this, the biggest adjustments in any of the games is from game 1 to 2. And the reason for that...
Coaching adjustments.
Coaching adjustments. The reasons for that is when you sit down and prepare for the team, you're preparing, guessing what they're going to do based on their habits of what you've seen on film. But until you actually play the first game and see what they've changed, because it's a chess game. You're going to make some tweaks. You're going to do some different things in game planning. They're going to do some things. Till you actually see what
But your bet is contingent on saying Oklahoma City is going to be able to make adjustments that change what happened in game 1.
That's what I'm saying.
Then why not bet Oklahoma City here?
Because I feel there's more value in the total than laying that 6.5. It don't matter to me who wins this game as long as I get that. I get that.
Is that how totals work?
That's how totals work.
All right, what else you got?
Well, that's what I'm seeing in the game, and
it can be that simple. That's fine. Is you think that the public's overreacting?
We're getting 3 points of value. They did. That's the interesting part. They made basically no adjustment on the game itself, even though Memphis won by a big margin and was the underdog. They left the game basically the same number, but they did adjust the total. They moved the total 3 points from the first game, so we are getting 3 points of value here.
Are you making this a best bet or just normal?
We're making it a normal play.
All right, give us your projection.
We're making it Oklahoma City winning this game 96-90, going under the total comfortable.
This is tough. This is tough for me. I know I'm not bucking it because I don't like the over. I like the 3 points of value, but actually the wise guys bet it down 0.5 point. You confident?
Hey, I made you go on air without shaving.
How many? Oh, that's true. How many years have you? When's the last time you had a straight job?
I haven't.
You were a butcher.
When
you were 17.
First year, 17, yeah.
And
1 year, and that was the end of that. I didn't like that. I didn't like punching
now
the clock.
you're the best customer.
Yeah,
but you're not.
Yeah, I didn't like punching the clock.
All right, I'm going to go. I'm endorsing.
You're endorsing?
All right, I am.
Okay.
Just because of the fact you got your suit on, drove up here, no notice. It's your turn to continue the conversation in the comment section with Marco and me. This week we're going to have a ton of videos. We've got a bunch of horse racing videos with a surprise guest to talk with Marco. We're going to be doing more NBA playoffs. Don't miss it. You can get it all at pregame.tv.